September 1952. The North Sea, 12 nations, 80,000 NATO personnel, 78 warships. Something is following the fleet. 6 Danish officers watch a metallic disc orbit their destroyer. A pilot turns his jet toward it. It vanishes. A Navy photographer takes pictures. Official, confirmed, never released. This is Operation Mainbrace. Will you believe? Let's get into it. Welcome to another episode of Mostly True Alien Stories.
UFO sightings. Many Americans have wondered about the dangers of unknown objects.
In Mexico pulling back the curtain. We need to save ourselves.
Welcome back to Mostly True Alien Stories. I'm Neil Girandola, and this is the podcast where we take a true report of an alien encounter from history. We share what we know, and then we decide whether it's a mostly true alien story or not. Today's report doesn't look like most of the cases we've covered. There's no lonely road, no single witness, there's no missing time. This is 80,000 military personnel from 12 countries. This is NATO at the height of the Cold War. And this is the story of what they saw and what the U.S. government decided to do about it. You can only imagine. This is Operation Mainbrace. It's documented in official records. It's classified as unidentified by the Air Force's own investigation and almost completely unknown. So before we get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button on whatever channel you're listening through and follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Mostly True Alien Stories. All right, and helping me break down today's report as usual is the dynamic alien duo, I should say, of Andrew Triana and Lemon G. Hi, guys. How are you?
Hi.
You guys ready to get into this today?
Sure.
Feeling ready.
Before we do, in the news this week, there's a sitting U.S. congressman who has just said out loud that he was warned he could be killed for asking about alien sites.
What?
You guys hear about this?
No.
No.
Tell me more.
You guys know Representative Eric Burleson of Missouri.
I've heard his name with aliens.
Yeah, well, he came into Congress in 2023. He was as a skeptic. Right. He didn't believe in aliens. He was like you. Now he's one of the biggest advocates of alien disclosure in Congress. Not this week, but a couple weeks ago, he requested access to the classified sites that may be hosting or holding the UFOs, biological aliens, UFO documents and things like that. So, and the White House said, yes, we're going to give you access. You're going to be able to go and view these sites. Of course, no date has been said and nothing has been confirmed. So this week, he was on a live stream hosted by journalist Leslie Kean. He disclosed that he received a direct threat from a source with special forces and intelligence community experience. They said to him, you need to take those 2 names off your lists and never talk about them again. They'd have no problem having you killed. He didn't say what names they were referring to, but I'm assuming it's who he's going to question or ask for permission or try to verify something with, that those names are the ones that he could be crossing a line that could put his life in danger.
Yeah, I know the names. I just know first name and last initial.
Wait, are they names of locations or people?
No, they're names of people.
Oh.
Who is it?
Neil G.
Oh.
And Andy T.
Yeah.
And we're just doing it. I put our names on that list so that we could get more ratings and get more subscribers.
I don't think I would kill anybody. I'd more maybe hit them. I'd just slap them a little bit.
It's more, they misunderstood.
You would kill them.
No, I said maim. I didn't say kill.
Maim.
Yeah. No, it's interesting that they said this, that they would actually, kill him if he reveals. Like, it just reminds me like it's going to be something out of Goodfellas. It's like, hey, go in that room over there. No, keep going.
Pick out what you want.
It's right around the corner.
Yeah, Karen, keep going.
It's right around the corner.
Yeah. No, go. I got to get back to work, but you just go.
Jimmy, I'll talk to you later. I got to go.
Possibly have with these aliens. I don't know. I don't understand why. Like what you're saying, like why are they why are they threatening to kill?
Sense.
Yeah, that's just.
Well,
he just wants to know what's going on at these sites. I don't know.
Well, it's. I mean, you say it like that, but this could be theater, right? This could be theater. This could be him making the stakes seem this really big thing. Again, There's always in the back of my head is information, disinformation. Now, the majority of people are going, well, then there must be something in there. So now this heightens the whole conversation even more, takes it to the next level. I call it the Greer hole.
Yes. I was just going to say that.
Yeah, he's starting to do these things where you just say these polarizing things to keep the attention on you.
Greer has come out and said that his life has been threatened for the knowledge that he has.
Yeah.
And then Greer will come out and go, on Tuesday, I'm going to make the biggest announcement you've ever heard in UFO history. And then it's Thursday and you're like,
where is it?
What?
Yeah.
What Tuesday was it? He just says like, next Tuesday, I'm going to tell you guys something. And then you see him on another talk show and he's like, yeah, I went to McDonald's. I had a Happy Meal. It was delicious. They had Pokemon toys inside. Oh my God, it was fantastic.
I took a picture with an alien.
Yeah, it's like, come on. No, I think it's all hype. I think it's all just BS. I mean, seriously, if they're going to kill him, just freaking kill him. Then people would go, it's not like
true. Yeah,
the colonel that's missing. Where's he?
Yeah, they're looking.
Yeah, they're looking for him.
But all of these things are happening, right? So you got this general major that you just mentioned is missing. You've got this Burleson, heightening the threat. The presidents say they're going to release all the files on UFOs. Everything's going much faster now, and it's taking some strange turns here since we started getting into the alien conversation. None of this has been verified by anybody. I don't even think he reported it in a sense to like police to investigate or whatever it may be.
Do you think that there's power in social media in terms of putting out there like, hey, they're threatening my life. I don't want to take my own life. I don't want to go anywhere. Like I want everybody to know I'm good. Like, because
there is an
then people
element to
disappear and then,
Yeah, he's protecting himself by telling the public is essentially. Right. So, but again, this could be theater. Really could be.
I bet he has a list too. He's like, if I disappear, it could be this person, this person, this person, or my Aunt Bonnie.
Just know I gave Aunt Bonnie all of my files and records, and she's going to go straight to the New York Times if anything happens to me.
Her name is Bonnie Schwitzer. She lives at 1348 Marino Lane.
She's never home.
She's usually there by herself. So if anything happens to me, she's the one that has all of my files.
Well, you know what? This is exactly the question that's kind of underneath today's story, too. It's not just what was seen, but what happened when someone in power tries to find out more, which brings us to today's report. Don't forget to subscribe before we get into that. And the way the show works, as a reminder, we're going to share a true report of an alien encounter in history. And then we're going to lay out the details and then decide, the three of us are going to decide whether we think this is a mostly true alien story or not. Are you guys ready to get into Mainbrace?
I'm ready to weigh in.
Oh, you're all ready to weigh in. This is awesome. You get right to it.
I had a time warp. It's like the show has already moved forward and we're back again. So I know how it's going to turn out.
Were you abducted?
No, only probed, but not abducted.
Right.
He abducted himself. Yeah. All right, here we go. In September of 1952, NATO launched the largest naval exercise in Atlantic history at the time. All right, code name was Operation Mainbrace, and it ran 12 days across the North Sea and Norwegian Sea. The stated mission: rehearse the defense of Western Europe against a Soviet naval assault. So there was 12 nations involved, 78 warships, more than 200 aircraft, 80,000 trained military personnel, career servicemen and women whose entire professional value is being reliable observers, right? That's what they're out there for. What they reported over the next 12 days is logged in official military records from multiple countries. All right, so first, the sightings. Let's start with the sightings. On September 13th, on the Danish destroyer, 6 Danish officers are on deck when a flat metallic disc appears alongside their vessel. It orbits the ship. It makes 3 complete circles around this giant warship in an active exercise in waters, and then it tilts upward and accelerates out of sight in seconds. They file the report. It goes up the Danish chain of command. All right, that's one incident. On September 19th, on the Royal Navy Meteor pilot, Lieutenant John Kilburn, and he's flying a de Havilland Meteor. It's Britain's most advanced operational jet. He's on approach to the HMS Illustrious. He spots a spherical silver object flying alongside his aircraft. He banks his jet toward it to get a better look, and just like that, it's gone. And it doesn't, it accelerates out, but it's not like a jet. There's no burn, there's no trail. It's just instantly, it's gone. Now, his wingmen and multiple deck personnel on the carrier also observes the object. So this report gets filed and goes to the Royal Navy. Now, on September 20th, on the USS Franklin D. Roosevelt, that is the Midway class aircraft carrier, that is the flagship for the entire exercise. 3 officers on deck observe a silvery sphere trailing the fleet at a consistent speed. They direct Wallace Litwin, he's the ship's official Navy photographer, to take a picture of it. Now, Litwin takes the photographs, a lot of them, and they're all in color. The crew then reviews the photos. They confirm the images show exactly what was seen. The photographs are submitted to the Navy, and they're passed up the chain of command, and they are never publicly released.
We don't have the photos?
No photos that I know of. Now, Andrew may have a different side of that. So now there are additional reports are happening around all of this at the same time, not in the same area, but around, and they're not isolated. So the Royal Air Force ground personnel near Topcliffe in Yorkshire, they observe a disc-shaped object for several minutes on September 19th before it accelerated away. And then a separate U.S. Air Force crew reported an object over the English Channel, and then a Norwegian vessel filed its own report on this. So there's multiple nations, you got multiple branches, no cross communication in real time, all describing the same category of object. Now, the Mainbrace sightings were reviewed under Project Blue Book, the U.S. Air Force's official UFO investigation program. The official classification assigned to the Mainbrace cases was unidentified. And that's a big deal because they don't generally do that. Now, the Air Force's own investigation could not explain them at all. So that's why they put them as unidentified. 5 months later, January of 1953, the CIA convenes what became known as the Robertson panel, and a group of senior scientists tasked with reviewing the accumulated UAP evidence, including Mainbrace. So that's what they have on this panel. It's just scientists looking through all of this evidence. And their conclusion was not that these were genuine unknowns requiring further investigation. Their conclusion was that the public interest in UFOs was a national security liability. This is what they determined. It clogged reporting channels, and the Soviets could exploit it. This is how they're looking at these reports. So the recommendation by this panel, let's do a public debunking campaign. We're going to use television, schools. Specifically, they discussed using Walt Disney Productions and the Boy Scouts of America as vehicles to reduce public interest in UFO reports. So instead of investigating it, they were going to suppress it.
That's because Kubrick was busy planning the lunar landing.
They couldn't get a major
He's
movie
like,
guy to do
I
it.
need 17 years to plan this. So talk to Walt. Walt will take care of it.
Yeah.
And the Boy Scouts.
So the Robertson panel report was itself classified. This panel report, they ended up classifying this for 22 years. And that's important. But there's a lot of questions to this, right? Why would 6 independent national chains of command file similar reports with no communication between them? The Navy photographer's photographs were reviewed, confirmed, and then they disappear. Where are they? Project Blue Book's own classification, they say it's unidentified. The Air Force couldn't explain it. So the answer was to teach people not to ask. And the Robertson panel report was classified for 22 years. If there was nothing there, why are they hiding it? So I'm going to hand this over to Andrew. Andrew, I'm sure you're going to fill in some details. Once we hear from you, then the 3 of us are going to weigh in on whether we think this is a mostly true alien story or not.
Okay, so I'm going to break these things into 3 major categories, which is the Danish warship Kilburn, and then the USS destroyer. USS ship. Let's talk about the first one, September 13th, 1952, Danish destroyer. Let's just go back and let's just review the core report, right? So the location is the Baltic North Sea region. During a large NATO naval exercise, 1952, witnesses, we had 6 Danish naval officers.
Yeah.
They saw a flat metallic disc. It was silent or near silent. It performed 3 clear orbits around the ship. 3 times around the ship, and then accelerated rapidly away. It was filed as an officer military observation, which means that it's official. The officers came forward and they said it, and it was later cataloged, as you mentioned, in the U.S. Project Blue Book. It's about behavior. So this is what we're looking at. We're looking at the 3 orbits, right? And this was a deliberate behavior signal, what they call.
If you have something unidentified circling a warship 3 times,
3
not
times,
just once,
not just
3
one
times,
time. Right.
that is cause for concern.
Right.
That means I'm antagonizing you. I want to see what's going on here. I want to investigate what's happening here, whatever that is. They're looking into what you're doing. That's an act. I don't know if that's an act of war or that's a reason to shoot at something or to warn something at that point. That's a big deal.
It's intimidating for anything. Like if you're being circled at anybody.
Has that happened to you?
It's intimidating.
Lemon? Has that happened to you? People circle you?
Yeah, you get they be
Stop circling me.
circling. It's uncomfortable. No, but it's not a good feeling.
Not a good feeling. All right, so we got this ship. These guys are seeing this stuff.
So from an aviation surveillance standpoint, 3 controlled orbits imply tracking, right? So aircraft orbits ships to photograph. That's why they do 3.
Yeah. So they consider this as being tracked. Okay.
Yes. Identify the hull markings, or radar, see if it's coming up on radar, access formation patterns, and test reaction time. Okay.
Right.
So it's standard reconnaissance behavior for a ship to
great.
do that.
That's a really great breakdown of this. And it's interesting, though, on a giant ship like this that only 6 people saw it.
True.
You know what I mean?
They didn't say only 6 people, 6 officers.
6 officers.
6 officers. So anybody who's not ranked is like, meh.
Yeah, but they would say, but the report would say 6 officers and then a boatload of fucking, sailors or whatever they call them. And well, what, you know what I mean? It's not, what were they all doing?
Boatload of sailors.
They were like this.
They were down at the bachelor party in the mess hall. Yeah, waiting for the lady to jump out of the cake. Oh wait, that's a movie. That's a movie. Yeah. What was that? That was with the karate?
Steven
Seagal.
Under Siege.
Oh, you're talking about
Under
Titanic,
Siege.
okay.
With Tommy Lee Jones as the bad guy.
Yeah, that was a great movie. That was a great movie.
Booty.
And then the dancer, she's like all loopy and drugged out. That she misses all the action, pops out of the cake really late. Yeah, and everybody's already under siege.
It should have been called In the Cake,
or She's in the Cake.
Yeah, She's in the Cake. That was the title.
Yeah. Anyway, so all of the sailors are down at this party with Steven Seagal. They're waiting for the girl. Steven Seagal's in the kitchen. He's cooking. You just got 6 of the officers are on top, and they're getting circled by this alien. So what happens next?
In the original script, the Steven Seagal was in the cake.
Oh,
and he was like going to come out like this, wiping cake off of him.
They were like, no, this isn't working. This isn't working. Let's put him in the kitchen.
Let's put a hot girl in the cake. Put him in the kitchen. He's the chef.
Great idea.
Okay.
She was hot too. That girl was hot. Who was that actress?
I was going to say, Lemon, look up. What's her name? Look up Under Siege and look up the actress.
All right, give me a
that's
sec.
something you got to look up.
That's
Who's the hot girl in the
guys
cake in Under Siege? Can you look that up?
If the officer's description is accurate, right? They saw a flat disc, no wings, no fuselage, rapid acceleration, no visible propulsion, and tight controlled circling. So it wasn't like they were flying way above. They were actually flying really close. So that doesn't match any typical Soviet aircraft flight characteristics.
Well, you're also talking 1952.
Right.
And to see this happening, they were like, what?
Right.
What the?
So why is it important that we talk about these 6 trained Danish officers, right? Because they would have been
Andrew, why is it important that we talk about these 6 trained Danish officers? Why? Why is it important?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me that. Oh, you just did. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So naval officers at that time were actually trained in aircraft recognition. They were living under constant Soviet threat and looking at engine types, flight patterns. That's what these guys did. That's exactly what they focused on. Distance, compression at sea. There's low sun glare in the sky, metallic reflection. So they got a good visual of the ship.
Yeah, very cool.
And it did not look like a jet aircraft that any of them had ever seen, right?
So this is great details because you take it at surface level, you don't fully understand, what were they doing, right? But these guys probably were at their posts. They're probably where they needed to be anyway. And then they're seeing this happen and then they're identifying it. And in 52, that because it's changed today, the way they the way that they're they have to, it's all computer. They got radar, they got this, they got everything. But 52, they had radar, but not like we do today. So they're, this is visual spotting, and that's a different, they were trained differently for that. That's cool.
So since this is in 1952 was considered the peak of electronic reconnaissance development, like they were at the top of their game at that time, right? Now they knew that the Soviets were trying to experiment with drones. They knew that that was happening. So
even then,
this didn't match anything. They didn't think a drone could actually fly without wings. I mean, no one never thought about that, so, and it was silent. That was the other thing. It was silent. There was no sound. So they're saying that whatever this craft was, it was deliberate intelligence gathering.
They just got that feeling.
Not an atmospheric anomaly. So it wasn't something that was happening in the air. It was an actual ship.
I don't know if it was a feeling, Lemon. I think it's more because of the way it's
like it's circling
pattern. Yeah, the way it was doing. I think that's exactly why they're just their ears perked. Okay.
Right. And since it was visually tracked, there was no radar confirmation of this vehicle either, of this whatever the thing was.
Oh, okay.
I looked up the actress. It's Erica Eleniak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andrew has her poster in his room still.
I used to have her poster on my wall.
What does she do? What did she do after that?
Well, she was Playboy Playmate of the Month in July 1989.
Oh,
you didn't know that? That's not the poster that Andrew has? Oh.
I didn't know that. I was just saying that.
She was in Baywatch.
Baywatch, that's right. Yeah, she went on to, I think she took Pamela Anderson's place in Baywatch.
Oh, she did?
The Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah. What is she doing now?
She was Ellie Mae in Beverly Hillbillies.
This is an alien podcast, by the way. I just want to know what she's up to.
We should call her.
We should get her on the show.
Yeah, why not? She's living a quieter life in Canada. Calgary, Canada, with her husband. And she has largely retired from acting as of the mid-2020s. And she's teaching and mentoring. She makes public appearances.
It's nice to know that you're still getting at it, Erica. Thank you. Good job. You did a great job in Under Siege. That was my favorite part. That you did. Anyway. All right. So we're done. Are we done with the Danish destroyer? Let's go to the next. What are we going to next?
We are done. But here's something. So the event, this whole thing, it looks intentional. So whatever this craft was doing, it was intentional what it was doing. But that doesn't mean that it's non-human. That just means that how it flew was intentional.
Right.
Okay. So let's talk about Kilburn. He was flying the British
towards
the
everything.
British.
Right.
Yeah. So it was a Gloucester Meteor. So it's not just any plane. Okay. So the Gloucester Meteor that he was flying was actually Britain's first operational jet fighter. And it was among the fastest aircraft in Western service. So it could fly at 585 miles per hour.
So it can haul.
Mach 8. Right.
Sure.
0.8 Mach.
Haul.
Okay. Right. It was specifically designed to intercept vehicles. It was visually combat maneuverable.
It had weapons, right? It carried weapons.
Yeah. Yep. And the shape of the craft, it looked like a jet. Okay, so it didn't look like one of these things that they saw. It did not look like a disc.
Wait a minute. Wait. Okay, you confused me for a second. So what he saw said it looked like a plane.
No. What he flew looks like a plane. What he saw did not look like a plane. That's why I'm saying that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it. This thing is super fast. I mean, it's the fastest. It was the fastest ship ever.
You get it. It's fast.
Right. Do you know that it's fast?
You keep saying
585 miles per hour.
So fast.
So fast. 0.8.
Yeah.
Mach.
Oh, is it fast?
0.8. Yeah.
Is that fast?
Yeah.
So fast.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love fast planes.
So, I got a fast plane.
Well, so what's the point? What did he do? What about Kilburn? What did he do? All right, so he's in a fast plane. Hey, way to go, Kilburn.
Wait, so he's in a fast plane and he's seeing a faster aircraft.
It flew stable information beside the meteor itself. It flew beside him, dude. Yeah. It matched his speed and heading.
Now, we should note, this is 6 days after the Danish destroyer sighting. So this is 6 days later. Okay.
Yeah. It maintained a long enough position from that plane, from his plane, so
Yeah.
it wasn't too close to him and it wasn't too far. It was controlled flight, is how he
Wait,
described
you're saying it was the
it
unidentified
matched him.
object was maintaining its distance.
Yes,
So
maintaining
he's
its
trying to
distance
come
from
into it.
him.
It's maintaining its distance. It's moving with it in a sense.
Yep.
So it's staying
Yep.
away from a
Right?
certain thing. So that's controlled. Okay.
That's controlled. That's controlled.
Mm,
And
mm.
it held it there for a while. He didn't say how long it held it there, but he said all of a sudden that thing was gone. The acceleration on something was extraordinary, is how he described it. He said it exceeded his ship in capabilities that he had never seen or heard of before.
Did we get a sense of the size of it?
No.
Is there any explanation? Because that's what I'm trying to with the Danish destroyer and with what they're seeing. I want to know: was it as big as his plane? Was it smaller? Lemon, you looking into that?
Yeah.
It could have taken like supersonic departure, but there was no boom when it took off from him. They have nothing to compare it to except for the ship that he was flying that had afterburners, right, to hit that subsonic speed.
Yeah, right.
The G limits that this thing hit, how he described it, was impossible.
Yeah, that's crazy. Again, 1952.
Right.
Today, we'll see something like that. We'll go, okay, well, I've seen that before. That's probably something they've never seen.
He was like, if I had to fight this thing in air combat, whatever it was, there's no way.
Chance. Yeah.
There was no chance. No chance whatsoever. And the thing moved. I mean, he talked about the divergence of how it shifted back and forth, like when he was trying to get to it, right?
And he's saying he's saying it's disc shaped as well.
He just said it was it appeared flat.
Like,
it didn't look like a jet. That's all he said. It didn't look like a jet.
I wonder if there was a sense that somebody could fit in it.
Well, I did just get it was described as very large, roughly comparable to the size of a small ship or aircraft, 100 to 150 feet across.
Oh, that's big.
That's bigger than my trailer.
It's like a whale.
So someone could be in it.
Someone could be in it. Yeah. He said that when it accelerated away from him, that it was intentional.
Wait, how did you say accelerated? You said accelerated?
Accelerated.
He's like, I said it right.
You said accelerated.
Acceleration or crazy.
Okay. So it
was
flies away.
intentional. Intentional.
Yeah.
Gone.
So that's interesting. So he reports this.
Right. So the carrier deck, people on the carrier deck of the ship saw something as well, but they couldn't decide whether it was a reflection in the sun, refractor of the sunlight.
This is the same day off the same carrier that he lands on?
Same carrier, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting. Okay.
And then apparently there was a wingman observing an unusual object's behavior as well.
That was in his plane with him.
Yeah.
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 He's in his plane. So he sees it.
Yeah.
So two guys see it. Two guys see it, and possibly more people down on the carrier.
Yes. Yes. So there, again, multiple witnesses, right? That's happening with this. So your witness here, dude, this guy is an elite jet pilot. It's not like he's some freaking Yahoo that just graduated the academy and they put him up in a jet.
Always makes it more credible. I mean, especially if you're flying a jet and you are in the Navy or whatever you're in or Air Force and this happens to you and you report it, that's fine. But it doesn't mean that people in the Navy and the Air Force aren't crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just because they wear
No, I got you. And so here's the other thing too we have to think about. It wasn't like he said, I'm going to jump to Mach 0.8 right now and see if this thing keeps up with me.
Right.
Get him, Iceman.
Keep up with me.
Yeah, I'm Maverick and Iceman is here with me. And so we don't know that. We don't know that. But it did whatever he did, basically the ship did.
Very cool. All right. And then that thing takes off. Okay.
Right.
All right. What's the next event?
The USS ship, the Litwin. We talk about the photos.
The photos, yeah.
I'm excited about this one.
Okay. Hold on one second.
I was excited.
Kind of killed them all. Now you're killing it. That's just done. Nothing worse than Andrew sneezing.
We ramped up.
Sorry, dude. What am I supposed to do? Sneeze on the mic?
And then he just Okay. Every time he gets excited, he sneezes.
It's a tick.
Especially during sex.
You're not going to believe.
During sex, I sneeze a lot.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Wow.
Wow. It's coming out both ends.
You went there.
I don't know. Oh. Okay.
Okay.
I just picturing you having sex. Just all that hair. And grab onto the chrome top.
Gets sweaty, your hands slide off of it.
But the hair stops you when you get down to your body.
Stop with your fantasies. It sounds like a fantasy, right? I'm a little worried about it.
I did turn it a little bit into a fantasy.
really
thought.
thinking about it.
Sounds like you've really been thinking about it.
I can't get it out of my mind right now.
Yeah.
I want to keep talking about it, but I know it's so wrong.
Okay. So on that note, this is, so we're still talking about Mainbrace, and we're talking about these color photos that were taken by the Navy.
What was the photographer's name? Litwick or what was his name?
Litwin.
Yeah.
Litwin. Litwin.
Yeah.
Color photographs taken by not just any photographer, but an official naval photographer.
Right. Who's on the ship.
And this reported review by naval intelligence, but there was never a public release of the photos, just so that you know that.
We mentioned that earlier, and that no one's ever seen the photos except the officers that confirmed it. They looked at the photos, confirmed that this is what they saw,
and they were
then it's classified.
Wallace, come in here. Did you take these photos? These are terrible. It looks like my daughter took these. These are terrible.
What kind of camera did you use?
You call yourself a photographer? Who are you, Ansel Adams?
So he had his camera on him, I guess, or he's just standing around and this happens. I mean, that's a quick reaction.
If they're on the ship, right,
Sure.
and they're doing these maneuvers and stuff, they have to document it. And the only way to be documented was either by video, by movies, or photography. So they probably did both.
Right, but is there any explanation as to what he was doing at the very moment that this started happening? And he's taking photos of which is he with the Danish guys? Who's he?
No,
with?
he's the U.S.
He's
U.S.
He's U.S. So, but his photos were taken. Look at the date. Oh, he was September 20th. So this is the next day after the Royal Navy meteor pilot, the flying next to it. So he's on the USS Franklin. So that's the main ship. So he's definitely busy taking photos. That's the main.
He was there.
That's the flagship.
Yeah, because the admiral was having his annual ball where he wears these beautiful gowns, and they were going. He was there to photograph.
It's not true.
Is that real? That's not true. Oh,
not real.
It's called the Admiral's Ball.
Come on.
The admiral wants his photographer. Get Litwin. Wallace, get in there.
Wallace, get in here. Okay, so he was a reporter.
I want you to take pictures of me sleeping. I want people to see BTS stuff. I want to be behind the scenes sleeping. I want them to think that I'm a regular human being. You're going to be ready on the go 24/7, Wallace. You have that camera ready.
I'm on the toilet. Come in here.
Just grab him for the toilet paper. Now, get it. I'll hold it. You get it, Wallace?
Okay, so back to Wallace. He observed a silvery spherical object trailing the fleet.
My question. I like this. He sees it, or where are the officers on the deck?
Other people saw it on the ship, and then he saw it.
There's no detailed information about that? Like, what was the chain of events for him to see this? We're just jumping to it. He took pictures of it. What was he doing?
I mean, when you look up this stuff, that's all you see, because all they care about is giving you the name.
Yeah. Lemon, can you look up Wallace Litwin and details to his photo if you can find it?
Okay, she's doing that. So, we talk about this because this was documented in Project Blue Book. Project Blue Book started collecting thousands of reports, as we know, in 1952. Operation Mainbrace sightings were known to investigators and UFO researchers. Blue Book case number tied specifically to the USS Franklin D. Roosevelt photographs.
Yeah.
There's no case number. They probably erased it. Although they said it was documented by Project Blue Book, there's no case number.
Is Litwin still alive?
I'm going to say no, probably.
This is 1952.
Who said there was pictures taken? Litwin?
Other witnesses on the ship.
Yeah, but I want to know if who that came from. Like,
okay,
if Wallace is saying this, then
the crew,
only Wallace.
The crew, as we said, the crew actually saw it. Personnel on the deck was pointing out there's a silver sphere in the sky. Okay. And initially,
what do you got?
Crew members noticed an unusual object in the distance above the water, and because what was his name?
Wallace Litwin.
Okay,
you have the wrong guy.
I have Wallace Litweiler. Is that not correct?
Is it Litweiler?
No, that's Litwin.
Anyway.
Well, what do you got? Let's hear it. Maybe.
Anyway, it says that he was then, because he was the ship's photographer, he was told to start documenting it immediately. So it sounds like other people saw it and they're like, get the camera.
And they have him listed as Litweiler, not Litwin.
That's what I have right here, but
it's already falling apart.
You guys
This
did
guy's
way more.
not real.
You did way more research than I did.
So we're going to stick with Litwin, right? So the deck personnel saw this silver sphere following the fleet. They initially, Litwin, when he went out there and they said to take photos of it, he thought it was a weather balloon. But then the crew confirmed that no weather balloons were launched that day. And it was described as a white ping pong ball in the sky.
A white ping pong ball. But that gives me the visual that it's really small. So
in the sky, but when it's flying around, it gets closer.
Orbish shaped. Okay.
So what we don't have though are
could that have been the Boogosphere? We just found the Boogosphere originally in 1952. It's just in the sky. It might have looked like a ping pong ball
when it flew.
Wait, I found something.
And the sun reflecting off of it makes it look like a ping pong ball.
Yeah.
There was a Litweiler in 1971 with a different ship.
Yeah, that's a different guy.
The information I just found was 20 years later, but Litwin, same thing. He was just the ship's photographer. It's the same thing. And somebody was like, just
wait, you're
photos.
just going to say it's the same thing? You're just going to say it's
another
the same
photographer.
No, I saw it. I see it. I'm reading it. I'm reading it right now. It's the same. It's the same story. He's the photographer. They're like, hey,
all right,
go get your camera.
So Litwin exists. He exists.
Yeah, but let's talk about the odds of this. Let's talk about the odds of this for a second.
Yeah.
You got Litwin in 52 and Litweiler in 72, and they both went through the same thing. Something's going on here.
On a ship. Both on a ship. It's a very similar story.
I think that's what we should be looking into is what's going on with the Litwin Litweiler connection.
It's his son.
Change his name.
Litweiler. Is it all made up?
To Litweiler. Yeah. I can't be following my dad taking those photos of their ships. Okay.
I'm going to take better photos.
So it was Litwin. Litwin. He was. People saw it. They told him to take pictures. He's out there doing it. He's on the main ship anyway. I'm sure he's very busy. It was not the Boogosphere. I was kidding about that, but it's just funny to mention that maybe that's where it came from. All right.
Okay. So here's what we don't possess from this thing, because you're like, the guy never existed, right?
Yeah.
We don't have any flight logs describing the intercept attempts of this vehicle, right? We have no radar record.
Okay.
We have no sworn statements by the crew.
Oh, there weren't any? What, didn't they file a report and submit the photos?
Just the officers, right? Like not the crew.
I'm saying we haven't seen them or found them. They're not in anyone's possession. So they could have happened, but no one possesses this, just like no one possesses these photos. That's
because
the reason why
Mainbrace, that whole project was classified for 22 years, but is it declassified now, this report?
I don't know if it's been declassified. It probably has been, but then it's
22 years.
And then it's redacted, probably. It's all redacted. So it's just like pages of just black.
Yeah.
That's it.
USS Franklin D. Roosevelt, blank.
All right.
Picture, black. Now.
All right. So the photographs don't exist.
Photographs do not exist. Now, that could have meant that everything was classified at one time, right? It could have meant that archive is lost. Or maybe only fragments of it exist. Not enough information to give anybody.
You're going back to 52. There's a lot of shit could have happened then with this. And like they said, we want people not to care about it.
Remember who's handling this, right? The government's handling it.
Yeah.
So if we were out there, who knows? We were out there doing military maneuvers. This is all during the Cold War. So, a sudden disappearance from public record, if it ever went public, is not unheard of.
What's concerning to me about this is that they determined then, after investigating all of these incidences, that it's a national security liability, and the Soviets could use it to exploit us in some way, shape, or form. So they're going to suppress everything. So they very well could have had a knee-jerk reaction, burned the photos, got rid of any log reports, got rid of any reporting of this from anybody, told their officers this did not happen. They get the Boy Scouts involved. Boy Scouts somehow are going to make us forget about all of this. They're going to get Walt Disney in there. Yeah, they're going to get Walt Disney out there to produce something. They're just going to create this huge debunking campaign.
I was just thinking, them bringing Walt on board to do this. He's like, "Oh, come on, guys! It's not a UFO. It's something special."
Mickey says UFOs don't exist.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. UFOs don't exist, anyone. Ask my buddy Goofy. What do you think, Goofy? Oh, I don't know.
All the families are sitting at home watching the show going, "Oh, you see, they don't exist, Dad." And the mom's like, "You're right, son, they don't exist." Good job, Walt.
I think the thing that we have to remember in all of this, dude, is that it's all dealing with the Cold War. And so knowing that, we have to be like, could all this stuff have been shelved or just didn't exist? Yes, 100%.
Well, this could be those things that are, kept in these classified sites that the guys like Burleson are looking for, access to. And, as our president just said, he's going to release all of these UFO files when we don't know yet. But that could be in it. There could be this stuff that's coming out, this, acceleration. That's why this makes this story so relevant, because you go back so far to 1952 to missing you can't refute the sightings by all of these officers and these divisions of war and and training programs. To see this kind of stuff back then and then file a report, it just proves how sort of times are changing. I mean, maybe all this information is in this stuff that's going to come out soon. Who knows?
I doubt it, but
do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I'm just looking for my notes on the Robertson panel.
Oh yeah, the Robertson panel. We should talk about them for a moment.
It sounds important.
So the CIA is the one that they're the ones who put together the Robertson panel. So the CIA came in to investigate this.
Did they come in at this time, like in the 50s? We're talking
in 53.
That they came in and
January of 1953, the CIA puts together the Robertson panel, and they're senior scientists. They're scientists they bring in, I guess. That's what they said. That are tasked to review the accumulated UAP evidence.
So the Robertson panel, 1953, the government's response after this huge UFO wave of 1952. Apparently in the 52, there was a lot of sightings of UFOs, and they thought that, hey, guys, we should get the CIA involved.
Right.
That's
so they're going to put
do.
this group together. They're going to look at all these other sightings as well as Mainbrace.
Right. The reason why they brought the CIA is because they were concerned that having the military give out all this information, that it could clog military channels, and the military needs to be focused on the Cold War.
Yeah.
They don't need any distraction. So the UFOs were considered distraction. In 1953, the CIA convened a panel of top scientists to evaluate they called it the UFO problem. Who was on the Robertson panel? It was chaired by physicist Howard P. Robertson. So that's why it's called the Robertson panel.
Wow, he's got an ego. Now, if I was assigned a panel to look into UFOs, I wouldn't call it the Girandola panel. I wouldn't do it. I would just come up with something cooler.
The Neil panel.
Neil and his friends panel. And they'll be like, that sounds so nice. I love this. Sounds like a nice panel. What is this panel? Oh, they're going to look into all of the UFO sightings. It's Neil and his friends.
It's actually mostly true aliens. You've already done it.
Oh my God. It's 60 years later, 70 years later.
Yeah. All right.
We missed
so
it.
he brings in all his scientist buddies. They're all going to look into this shit.
Yeah. So they don't really mention names with this, but they said that it included scientists from California Institute of Technology, MIT, which is the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and Johns Hopkins University.
They made it sound really important with a lot of important people.
Yep. And they reviewed UFO evidence collected by the Air Force's Project Blue Book. So over 4 days, the panel only met for 4 days.
That's all the time they needed. That was probably 1 day too many for them. They're just like, do we really need another day?
You know what? We were here half a day on Wednesday. Can that count as a full day? Let's ask Mickey. Oh, yeah, 4 days.
And there's some Boy Scout leader in there. The old man is like an old pedophile looking Boy Scout leader. And he's in there all dressed in his scout outfit. It's just
Can I tell you how many boys I've gone camping with? No, sir. That's not what this is about. Not today.
You want to know what's a mystery? Where my hands are. I got a sighting.
So over the 4 days, the panels examined radar cases, pilot sightings, gun camera footage, civilian reports, and all the photos.
So they had a lot of stuff.
One famous case that was brought up was the Trenmonton UFO film. It was captured by a naval officer. We didn't get to talk about this in 1952. So there we go with 1952. So it wasn't just the events that happened between September 13th and September 20th. They were also reviewing stuff that was done prior.
Sure.
The panel concluded that most of the sightings were misidentifications. They were regular aircraft, probably Russian.
But we're not referring to what happened over the training program. They're referring to the other stuff that's happening simultaneously.
No. This is everything. This is everything. They reviewed everything. And they said it was probably aircraft. Are you ready? Balloons, weather balloons, meteors.
They must have gotten
Meteors
so
that can just-
excited.
And
They must have gotten
effects.
so excited sitting at that table discussing this to say, okay, what can we say it was? And somebody goes, weather balloon be a good idea. And everybody's like, weather balloons, awesome. That's great. Let's start that one.
Yeah.
Let's get the weather balloon thing out there.
Well, remember, 1947, the biggest weather balloon crash ever in Roswell.
Yeah, Roswell. Yeah. So
So we
we're
can't-
riding that. Hey, it worked for Roswell.
Like,
Yeah. Brilliant. What else we got? What else we got? Meteor. How about a meteor? Yeah, I love it. Meteors. Let's say meteors too.
I have one. I have one.
You? What do you got?
Atmospheric effects,
Now you're
solar
stupid, dude. How did you get in here? How did you get in this panel?
solar flares.
Get out of here.
Okay, flares. All right, flares. I like solar
That's an
flares.
atmospheric effect.
Yeah, that's good. All right, we'll keep you.
Lightning
You can
balls.
stay
How are
another
lightning
day.
balls? I love lightning balls.
lightning balls. Lightning balls happen all the time. Just, I love it. So it was the Robertson panel that suggested that we reduce public interest in UFOs by doing these public
debunking.
education campaigns.
Yeah. National security liability is what they said. So it's so we have to suppress everything and make them think it's something else. That's terrible.
And it was too many UFO reports. Too many UFO reports during wartime. So they considered this wartime.
Problem. I get it. I get that could be a problem for them. It is causing a distraction for sure.
Right. So what better way to make this happen, right? We've got to bring in scientists. We're going to bring in scientists from top scientists from MIT and from John Hopkins University are going to tell us.
And you got the CIA heading it up. So everybody's like, oh, if they're doing it, it's going to be, we're going to find out for real what's happening. And then they bring in all these people.
We'll just say educators on the payroll. Oh, did I say that?
Did you say payroll?
Journalists. There were journalists. And then, of course, entertainment media. So television personalities and celebrities to make sure that the sightings are mysterious. Oh. So what's crazy is that the Robertson panel shaped U.S. policy. This panel, how they met and how they reviewed things, it shaped everything for decades.
That hurts because that's why we're dealing with what we're dealing with today.
And it influenced how the Air Force handled Project Blue Book, which ended in 1969. So 16 years later, Project Blue Book is done.
They said
because aliens aren't a threat to us anymore.
Yeah.
Why do they think that this was just all nonsense? Why do I think this is all nonsense? Is because the panel, like I said earlier, only met for 4 days.
I wonder if there's any transcripts on that the Robertson panel.
I'm sure there are.
The meeting, like the transcripts from the meeting.
Right.
Look up to see if the Robertson panel has transcript.
They were more focused on public perception than they actually were on scientific discovery.
Well, it definitely appears that way, for sure. Yeah, just from the information you're sharing.
Yeah.
They do exist. There's full verbatim transcripts of the meetings, but they have never been publicly released.
Wow.
So stupid.
Oh.
All right. Well, this is all good stuff. Do you have anything more compelling?
Yeah,
okay, go ahead.
One last thing. The panel concluded that UFOs are not a major threat and that the public shouldn't be concerned. So we got to reduce that. That's
though. Let's just talk about that for a second. That UFOs are not a public threat, because here we are. How many years later since then, or since 47? Let's go back to Roswell, right? We're at 80 years. I have not seen how any of them have become a threat. I mean, you know what I mean? There hasn't been anything that I felt threatened by, except for when you have just recently with whatever they're seeing, off the Nimitz and the Tic Tac stuff. And, that could that pose a threat to the pilots and this, whoever's flying in the sky? Yes. Could they possibly attack because they can move so fast? Yeah. I mean, that's where you say these could be a threat. But I just don't know for us, the regular people, how UFOs are a threat currently. There's nothing to reveal to me other than something flying into something and attacking someone. There's no reason to believe that anything that's unidentified is a threat.
Yeah, it kind of feels like they're like, we know that they're out there. It's fine. They're very nice, very
you're gonna
nice.
love them.
But the people that don't know, they're like, yeah, it looked a little scary. Shh, shh, shh.
I've met the aliens. The aliens are brilliant.
Yeah, you're right. But if you go back to 52, that should have been considered a threat. It should have been considered back then a threat. Today, you got all these years down the road, and there's millions of sightings. There's been no harm come from any of it. No foul, no one's been injured, nothing's been attacked. There's been nothing from aliens or unidentified flying objects that has caused any problem. But in 52, when you see it for the first time, you go, that's fucking scary, man. Yeah. What do we do? This is a threat. You cannot, in 52, the Robertson panel can't turn to us and go, there's nothing to worry about here. No, that's when you're supposed to say, this is a problem.
But maybe if they know more, they can say that. They're the experts. They're looking, and maybe they do know more than those people who witnessed it. And they're like, it's okay. It's okay. We checked. We looked for 4 days. We looked.
Yeah, right. We looked at your
for
photos.
4 days.
We weren't scared. Yeah, we weren't scared. But all right, it's time for us to weigh in and decide whether we think this is a mostly true alien story or not, based on only the information we could find here today and that we've talked about. So, Lemon, is this a mostly true alien story or not?
Yeah, I'm saying heck yeah. I love this one today. I think it was really, really fun. I think out of all the stories that I've sat with you guys, this one, to me, it just feels like I really love the point of it being separate accounts all within the same year without live communication, and all the reports come in and then they look at it and then they're like, seeing the connection. That to me is really cool. So I say yes.
All right, great. Lemon says it is a mostly true alien story. Andrew, is this a mostly true alien story or not?
Absolutely. Yes, no, I believe that this is a mostly true alien story. I think that, again, it's just the government telling us not to, it's misdirection. It's always misdirection with these guys. And they do it for everything. So why would I not believe that this started back in 1952 or with Roswell in 47 or before that? So yes, I'm going to say this is a mostly true alien story.
All right. So you both say it's a mostly true alien story. It's my turn to weigh in. I think that that the Robertson panel screwed up in 1952. I think that this should have been, this is when they had the opportunity to go, all of this information should be shared with everyone, because if it's a threat, we should be aware of it. We should know what is actually out there, what you guys assess and think it is. We'd know so much more today. Because they're holding back information, there's so many people today could help figure things out more if they knew more information about what's going on out there. And I do believe that this is a mostly true alien story as well. This is a trifecta of truth. Cases like this is why we do this show. If you guys have your thoughts, leave it in the comments for us. And don't forget to subscribe to Mostly True Alien Stories on TikTok and Instagram, and also here on YouTube, where I hope you're watching our show. Andrew, Lemon, great job. Great details today. I can't wait for the next one. Until then, let's be kind to the aliens when they get here. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Neil.
Bye.
Thanks, Lemon. Bye.
UFO sightings. Many Americans have wondered about dangers of unknown